Welcome to Reno Recon. I'm Rosanna. In this video, we're going to discuss step number 2 of planning your home renovation. Choose the spaces you want to renovate. This step is probably the easiest and the most fun, which is great because it's sandwiched between two pretty work-intensive steps. For a snapshot on my 3 steps to planning your home reno, you can check out this video in the link below. Okay, let's get started. Now, to be efficient with choosing which spaces to renovate, it's wise to get a current sense of costs. Before you start dreaming of everything you'd like to do with the budget you've just set, go to a home improvement store if you haven't checked things out in a while. A big box store is a good baseline. Obviously, boutiques and designer labels just go up from there, so if you have designer taste, go check one out. Pick a small room from your home that you would like to renovate. Check out some of the elements involved and keep a running tally. Let's say you've got a totally unfinished laundry room in the basement with a washing machine on the fritz you want to replace. Start with the cost of a sheet of drywall. Multiply it by the number of sheets you guess it might need. Look at the cost of a 2x4 while you're at it. That should pop your eyes wide open. Look at base trim. Then check out the flooring section. What are the options you like? What are the alternatives? Compare the price by square foot and by the box to know how much it can cover. Do the same for a new light fixture. While you're at it, see how much a basic light switch plate and some electrical outlet plates cost. Finally, look at the new washing machine. See how the costs add up for this one room and what this lowball materials number comes to. Then double it. That'll include the minimum labor cost it'll take to have someone do the work. This isn't to say your number is accurate, but at least you've got something to go by. Now, you're going to choose your spaces. First, write down the spaces in your home that you'd like to renovate and what it is in those spaces you would like to change. For example, let's say you want to do a bathroom. You could write down, change up the flooring, remove and replace tile, paint, new light fixture, new mirror, new vanity, you get the gist. Don't hold back from your list at this point. This first part isn't an exercise in being logical. It's important to get all of your thoughts out of your head and out in front of you where you and someone else can read them. You've probably been thinking about your reno for so long, and I'm telling you, once you look at it all in front of you, it's so much easier to get planning. Next, note your reason for wanting to renovate each space. Is it for looks? Updating it to better suit your style? Is it for function? Something needs to get fixed. Or is it for increasing your property value? This is typically a kitchen, bathroom, or an unfinished basement to create forced appreciation because you intend to sell it soon. Your reasoning could be useful for how to prioritize. This is especially helpful when you eventually shop out your scope of work with a contractor, and you may need to decide what spaces you have to cut out to fit your budget. At that stage, the pressure is on. You'll have already put a lot of time and work in, and you want to make decisions from a calm, well thought out place. You don't want to put yourself in the position of bargaining how much you can go over the budget you set, which you set when you were thinking rationally, by the way, or having a smaller contingency fund before the project has even started. This is why step number 1 is the first step. Know your budget, know your reasons for wanting to renovate each space, and stick to it. You will likely do revisions of this list, and the more direct you are at this stage, it will save you time, and time is money. Once you've done that, go through your list and number the spaces you've chosen to do in order of priority based on your reasoning. Still, don't cut anything out. Just give it a number farther down the list, the less of a priority it becomes. So let's say kitchen's your number 1 priority, it gets number 1. Bathroom, number 2, entryway, number 3, and so on. I recommend prioritizing any spaces with things that need to be fixed. We tend to stop using dysfunctional things like a window with a crack in it or a room in the basement where the lighting is bad, and then these things become untapped real estate. You pay a lot for your home, use all of it. Then I recommend cleaning up your document by laying out all your priorities in numerical order. It's going to look so much more organized. Look it over a few times over a few days. This is going to give you the chance to refine it. Perhaps you'll notice you forgot some things or you realize you can cut back on some ideas. Keep all your ideas written down. It could still be worth showing your designer or contractor this full fantasy list once you get to that stage. You never know what could end up being done. Personally, I like to strike through ideas I've reconsidered instead of deleting them, unless I know for sure I am done with an idea. I don't like having several versions of this document. I find once you get into multiple versions or you delete things get missed or forgotten that I end up wanting to pull back in. Like, what was that thing I wrote down the first time? That thing I wanted to do in the bathroom. If you kept it written down, you wouldn't have to worry. Anything without a strike through becomes part of the main list and what ends up going on the scope of work, which is what step number 3 is all about. But before that, you're going to make a mood board that reflects this list. This is the best way to clarify your look, style, and vibe. A designer or contractor can flag whether your look is in your budget or the best way to achieve it. I like to do this on Pinterest. Only make one board, so there's only one link to share. Title it with your home address. This is a common way the industry refers to projects. As you find images that reflect what you're looking for, save or pin them. When you do that, you can save each picture to a section. Label each section by how you named them in your list. Kitchen, bathroom, entryway, etc. The more detail, the better. Sections like color, hardware, windows, light fixtures, all of that makes it easier to know what you're going for. Listing a bunch of sections is also a reality check. You realize how much goes into just one little renovation. What makes it even better is a section labeled dislikes. Especially if you're working with a designer, everything you don't like should have an image. If you don't want wallpaper, brass fixtures, blinds, dark floors, you name it, whatever, throw it all in. Have at least a good 6 to 10 pictures or so per section so each look is well developed. There is nothing like opening a section and seeing one picture. Like, what am I looking at? How am I supposed to know what it is about this picture you like? Sure, you can make notes on pictures in Pinterest, and you should, especially to highlight anything specific, but a collection of photos of different aspects of a space paints the entire picture. Don't spend too much time on your mood board either. You don't want to get overly attached to your inspiration pictures. All right, you've chosen which spaces you want to renovate in your home and what you'd like to change, and you've set up your mood board to go with that list. Now it's time for step number 3, develop your scope of work.